Welcome to Just a Few More Minutes podcast, where our game of the month is ARMS.
I told you to do it early, not that early.
All right, well, I did it early. Just a Few Minutes podcast is about three veterans of the animation and video game industry that talk about exactly that, animation video games. I am one of your hosts. I am Jeff Gabor. I am supervising animator at Blue Sky Studios. Alongside me is...
My Michael Berardini, animator, also Blue Sky.
Yep, and then way out in bumfuck Egypt, otherwise known as Boston, Rhode Island area, is...
Pete Paquette.
Yeah.
Also animator of some kind.
Yeah.
Slash handsome older man.
He's the one with all the video game background and feature film. He's got both worlds in his back pocket and a little visual effects. I think you can count that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll take your word
I'm gonna call
it.
Polar Express FX animation, not not feature film.
Snap.
Dish.
That's fine by me.
That was a dish.
All right, so for the most part, this episode is about E3.
E3?
Yeah, we get the final word.
Extraordinary extravaganza extrapolation.
Michael gets to talk about his top 6 favorite. I get to talk about my favorite. That'll probably be just, the most popular games. And then Pete will chime in with whatever he can concentrate to talk in about. But every episode starts the same way. We're going to give an animation tip.
Great. I hope you prepared one.
I did.
Great job.
I have an interesting one. It speaks of a pet peeve of mine. A misunderstanding that a lot of animators have, or cinematographers, or whatever have, when I try to talk about camera parallax.
Ah.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, let's define what that even is. Or is that what your tip is?
That's a bit. It's talking about, what... Yeah. First, let's say what parallax is. So parallax is basically the difference in speed in which things move based on how far apart or how far away they are from you. So if you imagine a mountain way on the distance and you walk 10 feet, it's not really going to move.
Do it with a car. A car is a better example.
Okay, well, a car that's close to you that moves, it's going to move.
No, dummy. You're in a car driving down a highway. The trees on the side of the road are whipping past you.
Yeah.
The mountains in the distance are moving at a much slower pace
Yeah,
because of the distance.
Yeah,
Think of the old Genesis games, man.
yeah,
Yeah.
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 All right, so that change is parallax.
Yeah.
So this comes into play when I ask animators or talk to animators or talk to cinematographers or DPs about wanting to shift the view of a camera. So say you have a shot and you're like, oh man, you get a note, the character is a little bit too far to the right. Can you just move the camera a little bit to get them centered back into the screen a little bit? Right? That note is fairly common.
Yeah.
So rather than adjust the entire character over, you just move the camera over a little bit.
Okay.
But how many times do you fuck it up by adding parallax? That's you don't want parallax. You don't want parallax.
I don't
Why?
ever fuck
Okay,
it up.
why is this important? Because when you're posing your characters, the silhouette is crucial. So if you were to add a little bit of parallax, your character is just far enough away, and you move them from the right part of the screen to the left, their silhouette will change just slightly.
Correct.
So say, the legs are far apart, you move to the left side of the screen, the legs actually slightly get closer together.
Yes.
Depending on the pose. And since we care so much about, posing so precisely, when you do a camera adjustment, you don't want to see that shift. So here's where it comes into play. How do you adjust the camera without parallax? You rotate the camera, not translate.
Yep.
That's how you do it. So, a real world example is wherever you are listening to this podcast right now, look around the room, but don't move your head. So you're just moving your eyeballs around, you're looking around. See how nothing perspective changes? The relationship of one object in the distance to another object close to you doesn't change as you're rotating your eyeballs around.
I hope we're all doing this together because I'm feeling really cool
just leave
right
your head,
now.
leave your head perfectly still, move your eyeballs. So great. All right, nothing's moving. That's exactly what you want to do when you're doing a camera adjustment. If you rotate the camera and not translate it, you will simply just shift where we're looking, not changing any of the silhouettes and not changing any of the way your poses look. If you were to take that camera and translate it in X at all, So now you can do that with your head. Just move your head left and right, left and right. See, now things are shifting just a little bit. Everything's shifting in relation to each other. That's how you're going to fuck up your poses.
Yo,
So,
straight up.
that's how you do it. Rotate. Don't fucking translate.
Unless it calls for it.
Right. It's also very expensive in rendering, too.
Yeah, but, not our problem.
Actually,
Unless it is.
Pete, you would know this. Back on Ice Age 2, we were basically not allowed to translate the cameras.
Yeah,
Because they
I
didn't want to have
remember
the backgrounds took so long to render that they were like, all right, we only really want to be able to render the background once. But you could rotate the camera all you want because that doesn't change the background at all. They just have to over-scan or over-render it.
Right.
That's all they got to do.
Yep.
So if you translate your camera, you get kicked in the ass by production.
I bet some of you people didn't even know that they only render the background once, and then they just like in 2D animation, you got a thing in the background, and then you got your characters on top. It's called compositing, idiot.
They don't really do that much anymore, though, right?
I don't know, but I think they should, because it would save loads of money.
Well, I think because
and
now,
it makes it look cooler.
well, because now the thing is getting that steady cam feel, right? So the cameras are always kind of doing that little wobble.
Yeah, but I mean, I feel like the camera shake that they add is usually rotate
Post.
values.
Yeah, a little post.
No, not in post.
There is post though too as well.
No, yeah, but I'm saying I would think general camera shake is done with just rotations and not translations.
I'm sure that has a very different feel though, right? It feels cheap.
I don't know.
Yeah. I know we used to add shake on rotation, but I don't know.
I wonder how I do it. Because I add camera shake to my stuff. Not like my shots, because I'm not in charge of the camera.
My thing is it looks better if it's translate your shake. It'll feel higher quality.
Here's another animation tip. When I do add camera shake, I just set keys on every 2 frames or 2 or 3 frames or something. Then I select them all, and then there's, well, I guess you'd have to have a script, but then you just randomize the key values by like 0.03 or...
I love that. The randomized key button.
Yeah.
Oh, so good.
Yeah.
Then you got your...
I found one online, but it took me a long time to find an actual version because everything kept thinking I was a pirate looking for like keys to like unlock to crack software or something like that.
Oh, really? Okay. I thought you were searching for a randomizer key gen or something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Jeff knows all about that, probably. I don't know. Pokemon.
Oh, shit. We want to give a quick news update?
I mean, not really.
Hold
but
on, because
I
this
gave
is...
it to you.
Yeah, you did.
Please
You
don't,
said
like,
that.
go into it for too long.
I won't.
Because literally no one plays this anymore except for you and Van Seth.
All right. Oh, stupid thing. All right. Update on Pokemon caught using third-party services that circumvent normal gameplay.
Oh,
This is from today.
okay.
Actually, 2 hours ago.
All right.
With the announcement of raid battles and the new battle features, we are staying true to our commitment to ensuring that Pokemon Go continues to be a fun and fair experience for all trainers. Starting today, Pokemon caught using third-party services that circumvent normal gameplay will appear marked with a slash in the inventory and may not behave as expected. We are humbled by the excitement for all the new features we announced yesterday. This is one small part of our continued commitment to maintaining the integrity of our community and delivering an amazing Pokemon Go experience.
So you're straight fucked.
Well, yeah, that's basically what that means. So I no longer can continue to catch Pokemon and use them in raids.
Huh.
Yeah.
It's a new phone? Just
No,
a new case.
Just a new case. That's my daughter.
I see it. It's very big. Continue with your Pokemon.
That's it.
Do you have to make a new account?
No, I would if I had to start over. That'd be that. I'm not. I've dumped way too many hours into this, and I'm just looking for an excuse to make me quit.
So this is it?
No, because I will see if when the update comes next week. If my entire inventory has a slash through it, I quit.
Okay. I hope there's a...
We have that recorded, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next episode, when we discuss our game of the month, which I'm super thrilled about, ARMS, we'll check in on your Pokemon slash update.
Yeah, we had kind of pussyfooted around what our game of the month is, but it's officially going to be ARMS for the Switch. It's their big fighting game. They had a free trial all through May, or various days of May. And so now we're going to...
Hours through May.
Yeah, well, that's probably more accurate. So anyways, we're all going to give it a try for the remainder of this month.
That's cool. I'm really excited about ARMS.
In animation news, Cars 3 came out.
In other film news, this is hot off the presses as of tonight, I think. Chris Miller and Phil Lord of Lego Movie fame and all that stuff, they just left the Han Solo project due to creative differences. So, that sucks.
Yeah, I just saw that headline right before this. That's crazy.
Wow, that is a scoop.
That is a hot scoop.
Due to creative differences.
Yep.
That basically means they wanted the movie to be good. And Disney didn't.
I mean, it's the same thing that happens with all the Marvel movies.
Deadpool?
No, not... Because that's like Fox Marvel, not Marvel
that's
Marvel.
true. That's true.
But like, they bring in all these like artsy directors and they want to make a certain type of movie, and then they get booted and bring on a lesser director to just do what they want to fit into their like scheme of how their movies should be. And I feel like that's just what Star Wars is now. Star Wars is a new cinematic universe, much like Marvel is currently.
Yeah, I will
That's
say
unfortunate.
Rogue One is not aging well for me.
Yeah, I agree. Watched it again with my mom recently. Well, I guess over Christmas, so that's not recent at all.
No, but it was your second viewing.
Yeah.
Or third or fourth.
Yeah, I haven't seen it again yet. But
All right,
let's check it out.
But Cars 3 did well. Did anybody see it?
No.
I didn't see it.
I heard the short.
It didn't make much money, did it?
Yeah, I heard that everybody's digging. Well, everybody being one person I saw on Facebook really dug it. But
It made money though, right?
I think it made less than that they wanted, but way more than Blue Sky's ever made.
Well, I mean,
Let's check.
I'm talking relatively. Like, I think they made like 58 million or something like that.
Box Office Mojo.
I thought, well, they were projected to get into the 60s, so I guess if they fell short of that. Come on, Michael.
Cars 3 speeds to weekend #1 as Wonder Woman tops 570 million worldwide. I don't have the numbers.
It should be in the top right, shouldn't it?
That's Monday box office. Because it's Tuesday now.
Oh.
Cars 3 finished the weekend with an estimated 53.5 million.
Oh, yeah, that's lower than...
Which is on the lower end of expectations, though that isn't likely to be much of a concern. This is a franchise built on merchandising. Bloody blada bloop bloop bloop.
All right, well, fine.
Well, yeah. When I said it didn't make much money, I meant relatively to their other films.
Yeah, relatively. If one of our movies got into the 50s, we would all be fucking celebrating with champagne at work.
It is the 16th Pixar film out of 8. That's not what I wanted to read. Never mind.
Yeah. But seriously, like, the last Blue Sky movie that got into the 50s was Ice Age 2.
No.
Yeah.
I think it did
Yeah.
like 63.
What we average like 35, 30.
Yeah, we're in the
that.
30s, yeah.
Yeah, well, you know.
Peanuts did 20-something.
That's fucking sad, man.
Yeah.
Just because that was a great movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There
was no denying it whatsoever.
It played too young. It played to too small of a demographic, is what I'm going to place it in my mind about.
I could see that. Because I know it's kind of like a love-hate thing, right? The whole Charlie Brown universe.
Well, definitely that. I mean, I'll admit the first thing I thought of, I don't think this, well, I'll just say it. But the first thing I thought of when they announced we were doing the Peanuts thing, I was like, what the fuck? The only thing good about Peanuts is the music. And I thought it was like a waste of what we can do. But then within a week or two, I rewatched the specials, fell in love with them, then started studying Charles Schultz's work. And I was like, holy shit, this guy's kind of a mad genius, and actually how simple he can draw. Like, I really didn't look at it that closely before, and had all new respect for the entire franchise.
Yeah, that's pretty much the thing I think about when I look back on the Peanuts movie. Is like, I didn't really give a flying fuck about Peanuts before the movie, and then by the end, I had developed a vast knowledge of Schultz and his work, and a vast appreciation for it too.
Yeah. He's really,
Yeah.
really talented guy.
I've always watched the Peanuts growing up, like since as far back as I can remember. So
Even though, I will still admit that outside of the three big ones, being Halloween, Thanksgiving, and the Christmas, the rest are near to garbage.
They're not great.
no, they're not.
They're
comparatively, they're pretty bad.
But one of them has Snoopy like flash dancing and stuff. That one's a real treat.
That was pretty good. Flash Beagle.
Yeah.
Flash. No, that's not. I mean, that's not the same thing.
No.
But what? How does the song go?
I don't remember. I think I took some of that in my Snoopy dancing stuff.
Yeah, I took some of that here and there.
Yeah.
It was fun. I actually did a cut of the movie myself once and put that in there.
I remember.
'Cause I liked it.
Yeah.
Screw it. There's some fun stuff. The Valentine's special is watchable.
Well, how did we get here?
Anyway, that's enough for the animation news. We've covered it quite extensively. What did we do? We're fucking almost 16 minutes without really getting into video games. That's pretty good.
It's E3. It's time to talk about it. Right?
Yeah. All right.
So
Where do you want to start? All right, I want to start.
How are we even
Winner.
doing it? No.
Yes.
No.
Not winner game. Winner company.
Well, let's discuss
Studio.
the press conferences.
Okay.
All right. So we had EA, we had Bethesda's, we had Ubisoft's.
Yeah.
Then we had Microsoft's. This is out of order, I think. Then there was Sony, and then there was Nintendo's little Direct.
I'm
And
counting
there was
Nintendo's Direct.
Devolver too.
And there was Devolver.
Did you see that?
I heard about it, but I have not watched it yet.
I saw a shit ton of coverage of the Madden Pete, you know it. What the fuck? Long shot.
Yeah.
I watched
yeah,
a ton of that. I did.
How does that relate to the press conferences right now, Jeff?
I'm just saying I watched a lot of coverage of it. It was the night that EA did their thing,
All right, fine.
and there wasn't a whole lot going on besides that. So they did a whole little spiel on long shot. You posted something. Are you working on that?
Yeah.
That's crazy. How come you never mentioned that? You
Hot
couldn't,
tip.
or what?
Well, it wasn't that I couldn't mention, I could mention that I was working on Madden, but I couldn't mention that, what long shot was and all that stuff.
I do think it's sort of cool. They're adding these single player experience things to sports games.
Yeah. I mean, you don't have to tell if you can't, but are you working on gameplay or cinematic stuff for that?
Cinematic stuff.
There's a lot of it,
yeah.
right? There's a lot of cinematics in that game.
There's a lot.
Man.
There's a lot.
It's got, I forget the actors' names, but it has one of the main guys from Friday Night Lights. Pretty cool.
Yeah, I don't know their names either. I only know their character names.
Yeah.
Is it the coach?
No.
Oh.
It's one of the other quarterbacks.
No.
No. Anyways, it's a pretty cool concept of a game that you're basically playing a character as he's trying to get drafted into the NFL, and it's a whole story-based type game to Madden rather than simply just I'm gonna be the Denver Broncos and try to win the Super Bowl.
FIFA had a similar thing, but they had a story mode in their last one, so now this is a sequel, a follow-up to that story mode where he's already famous.
Yeah, they did cover that. They did not really hit that very hard though in their talk about the game.
Are you serious?
You think they did?
That's all I took away is all right, cool. Everyone in the fucking world is talking about this soccer player. Who cares about soccer?
Oh, maybe I watched a different part. But they were mainly just talking about they called it something, their animation technique. It was true motion or true something or advanced. Basically what they were doing, they're sampling between different cycles or different moves rather than it being based on every 12 frames on how it stitches it together. It resamples it every single frame now, so it looks seamless in terms of how the characters move in and out of each animation.
Well, we were definitely watching opposite things.
I got the tech talk, I guess.
Yeah, you did not watch the press conference.
No, I did not.
Okay.
I watched them. I watched all the after stuff where they're talking like one-on-one with the developers.
I see. So there was some other stuff announced at EA that we'll breeze through. Battlefield 1 DLC, maybe? I don't remember. I don't care. Need for Speed Payback looks like Need for Speed.
I did not like that game. Did you watch it?
I mean, Fast and Furious.
Oh, well, there is Need for Speed Payback.
Right, that's I meant to say. Need for Speed Payback looks like Fast and the Furious.
Oh, okay, yes.
I don't know what I even said. Need for Speed
Well, it just
Payback
looked
looks like Need for Speed. I mean, it still makes sense.
Yeah, that's why I thought you were. Anyways, I watched that, a little bit of that, and that, I don't know if you watched the same part I did, but it was really funny because they were like, they were doing a live playing of the game. And they're like, you'll see the AI is much, you guys asked for it, you wanted them to be much more competitive and much more difficult, much more smart. You'll see they're much smarter and much more difficult to take down. And the guy's just driving and he kind of turns the wheel to the right and blows up his enemy.
Yeah. In the demo, it's like all you do is just sideswipe cars and then they fucking explode and
it
stuff.
goes into like a prefab animation showing it kind of exploding.
Yeah. It
And,
still
like,
looks sort of fun, though.
I don't know. I will not play a second of that game.
I mean, that's how you get me to play a racing game, is to blow stuff up. The best racing game that ever existed was
Mario.
Burnout 2. I think it was Burnout 2.
DS.
No.
The Burnout stuff is awesome.
Yeah, like the mode where you basically just drove into a crowded intersection to try to blow up as much stuff. That was the fucking best time in the world.
London edition.
Jeff.
Jesus.
So
I apologize.
I'll mention Star Wars Battlefront 2 if anyone has anything to say about that.
We'll be
My
talking
kid's
about it later.
excited for it.
Yeah? Okay. Jeff says we'll
Don't
talk.
run down every game. What aren't we going to talk about? Like our topses?
Well, I'm
Topsies?
just trying to add a little organization to this.
All right. I guess
I like where he's going with it.
isn't.
Do you support me, Pete?
Yes, I support you. Please keep going.
Okay. So then they teased Anthem at EA, but we'll talk about that later because that was just a fucking tease. But then the only other notable thing for me out of the EA conference was A Way Out. Remember, I texted you guys and said this would be... Oh, fucking hell. Okay. Fine. How do you want to do this then?
Just keep running down your list. I just don't want to go in details until we bring it up on our topsies.
All right, well, nothing stood out to me at Bethesda at all. They had some VR stuff. Do you want to run through any of that, Pete?
What they have, they announced the. I didn't watch it, but I know they announced the Fallout VR.
Yeah, they have apparently the entirety of Fallout 4 running in VR now. And
I don't like Fallout because of the little thumbs up guy.
yeah, that's a good one. They also showed Skyrim on VR too. Shout out to Skyrim for being on the oldest fucking game getting the most coverage this year. Because now it's
I
on
know, that's crazy.
the Switch, it's on PlayStation VR. What are you doing? What is that? What are you plugging me into? What's happening? I'm recharged. What are we even talking about? Bethesda.
Yeah, you didn't.
Oh!
You talking about Skyrim on being on the Switch?
Yeah, I don't care about most Bethesda games,
I
but
was
they
listening.
did announce... Good job. They announced The Evil Within 2, which I know is not going to be on either of your guys' list.
No, because I watched the stupid trailer right before I went to bed and I pooped.
That trailer convinced me to finally go back and buy the first one because it was on sale. It's only $15 last week, so I snapped that up so I can play the new one.
The end of the trailer had that scary witch thing about to come towards the screen. And I knew the thing was going to start moving, and I tried to pause the video, and I couldn't get to the pause button fast enough.
How are you such a baby?
I don't like that stuff. The scariest thing to me, by far, are women with long hair looking scary.
Alright, so Your wife has long hair.
She could do me in pretty good. If she walked into the room,
I bet she could.
Anyways, her hair, like if you pull the hair down over your face,
Yeah, the ring.
the ring style, yes. And that's basically what that end of that trailer did. It had that bullshit. I don't like that. Ooh, like on Sixth Sense. I mean, I guess that's not really akin, but the mom when she's gets very creepy with the scary mom one. Mm-hmm. That was very scary to me.
Yeah.
So the ring is pretty much out of the question for you?
I watched The Ring. I can't do that.
Oh shit! I just remembered
Same
there was
thing.
a sequel that came out like this year. Rings. I never even
What?
watched.
Oh, yeah,
I
that's
never even
right.
saw it.
I never even heard of it.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
I saw a trailer of it once.
Yeah, it didn't look terrible.
No.
The whole movie's about them trying to find a VHS player.
Yeah.
This thing's supposed to be spooky.
They're all
How do we watch it?
suicidal. All right.
Ooh, man, if they uploaded it to YouTube, people would be fucked.
That's true.
Is that what that'd be cool if the movie's about that.
Hey, maybe you should pitch it.
Yeah,
I'm sure
pitches
nobody thought
part
about
3.
that. Whoops. All right. So then, Ubisoft had essentially nothing but a new Assassin's Creed, some fucking pirate shit, and then the only thing that mattered to me out of the conference, surprisingly, shockingly, was Mario and Rabbids.
I know.
Kingdom Battle or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was such like a 180 for me.
I know. I was so prepared to fucking hate that shit.
And it's funny to see the same reaction across the internet.
Yeah.
And all that they needed was to show the gameplay, and that was it. You know.
Yeah, I mean, I was totally sold on it because it said, for anyone who hasn't been keeping up, tactical strategy RPG, not necessarily RPG, but like XCOM or something. But
Yeah.
you smash up Mario with those stupid fucking annoying Rabbids, but then you just put it in some cool gameplay wrapper, and I'm like, fuck, I actually want to play this immediately.
So strange.
Man, the original Rabbids game I really hated. I really, really hated.
I mean, I hate the Rabbids. They're so stupid, and they're ugly, and they're not funny. But the gameplay
And
for
I-
this looks so good.
Yeah. The funny thing about it too is that like the gameplay for the previous Rabbids was like garbage.
Yeah.
Was it?
It was like this garbage Mario Party takeoff, you know?
I don't think I've really paid attention to the Rabbids since the first one.
I mean, and the game looks surprisingly deep. Like, I think it was on the Treehouse, Nintendo's like streaming thing during E3, where they just ran us through, like, they sat in a menu and talked about all the mechanics and the depth of different weapons and everything for like 15 minutes without showing any actual gameplay. And like that alone got me super pumped. It's just like, hey, look, there it is. That's the thing I watched.
I'm wondering if like the you know how the whole Mario RPG thing was kind of like questionable back in the day. And
Yeah.
then it came out and it was freaking amazing. I wonder if this is going to fall into that same sort of niche.
I think it probably will, and I found it pretty interesting. I read some article where they were talking about essentially the rules that Nintendo put on them to actually use the Mario property, and one of them was like, you can't have a jump mechanic that is like the necessity for the game, because that's like the bread and butter of basically any essential Mario game. So like they basically had to come up with some sort of unique gameplay tactic or whatever beyond essentially being a platformer. So this was what they came up with, and like, good on them. They actually made me want to play it.
Man, Nintendo hits gameplay so hard.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
I think there was
They do.
one other note or like rule that they gave this Ubisoft team, and it's sort of weird to me, but like in the, I don't want to call it an overworld, but when they're not battling and they're like running through the world, you don't control Mario in the lead. You control this like weird little robot rabbit thing in front of him, and I bet you that was Nintendo saying like, all right, we'll let you do this, but you can't actually control Mario in your game because that's what our games are about.
Do you
That's a good point.
Pete? I know you do, but have you watched the video game historian
Nope.
or the game?
Did you watch
historian,
the
I think
Polybius one that just went up?
I did watch that one. That one's good. But
Yeah.
I was gonna bring up the one where he broke down Mario RPG just like a few weeks ago.
Oh.
And it
Oh,
was,
really?
It was really interesting. Because, I mean, it's akin to talking what you just brought up about like how it, they brought Mario to RPG, and there was a lot of like, what the fuck, and then it came out and it's considered to be one of the best RPGs. Period. And it was also interesting that since you're talking about game mechanics and the rules that they put onto Ubisoft, one of the earlier things they actually put it up to vote to fans of should Mario use his kind of weapons or should he use like square type weapons like swords and axes and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And it was unanimous that of course you leave Mario with like sledgehammers and stuff that are akin to his world.
Which is weird because in this game he's got like a fucking rocket launcher.
Yeah, it's weird.
They look super cartoony, but it's like I've never seen Mario with a gun.
Yeah.
That's true.
It's very interesting.
Anyways.
I'm looking quite forward to it, and I think it comes out like pretty soon in the end of August, I think.
August game of the month.
I didn't know it was that soon.
Yeah, I think August 29th.
Cool. Anything else we want to hit before we...
Well, I figure we did all the small things, and then we can hit the three main ones to talk about who won without getting into the games. Cause I feel
Yeah,
like
let's do that. All right, so out of the three studios, right? Sony, Xbox, Nintendo, what's your vote for who had the best conference?
Pete, you go.
I think it was Nintendo.
Oh,
No, I'm with Nintendo.
Do I have to give reasons?
sure.
I mean, it's a podcast where we talk and discuss our opinions, but do as you
No,
please.
because you said like we're gonna go into things later. I didn't want to like.
No, yeah, tell us why.
Well, I thought it's funny, but I thought for one, the focus of Nintendo was the games, where it felt like the Xbox and Sony, the focus was 4K. And it was interesting to see that reversal actually from Nintendo to Sony. So
Interesting. I didn't get the whole 4K messages, but maybe I just wasn't paying or listening to that part.
But you also vote Nintendo?
I do vote Nintendo because I feel like they were all about gameplay and getting people excited. Like their games were just the most exciting ones I wanted to play. So I'm putting it all on that. Like, show me things I want to play. They had the games I want to play.
Yeah. So I shockingly went. I think Microsoft had the best conference of all three.
In terms of like actual demonstration and like showmanship and excitement of the crowd, that
Well,
kind of thing, for sure.
Not even like for me, Microsoft had the most amount of new games that I saw. Because like thinking on it, Sony, their press conference, basically nearly every game that they showed at last year's conference.
Yeah.
Like there was genuinely no surprises save one, which was Shadow of the Colossus remake, which fucking
remake.
blew my dick through the roof.
Why is everybody losing their dick?
Just we'll get to it. But anyway, Sony had like no revelations. Microsoft had a bunch of stuff, even though most of the pops that they had were for third-party stuff. Like when we were on chat watching the Xbox thing together with all the guys, we were flipping out over Anthem, and like there was nothing else close that happened in that conference that got me as excited as watching that with all the guys. But I think Nintendo is a rapid number 2 behind Microsoft because they also hit you with surprises like Metroid and crap. That shit was crazy. Yeah. But they also hit you with a bunch of games that are coming out soon. And I think that's important too. Because like mostly everything they showed besides those big surprises are coming out in 2017.
All right, I watched the PlayStation conference, and I completely missed this if they showed it. What happened to Death Stranding?
Oh, Kojima said it wasn't going to be at E3 this year.
Nothing.
No.
Because there was nothing. And that was the most exciting thing at last year's conference for me.
Well, that's because it was a big surprise, right? But now, like, and Sony has said in interviews since that they're doing their best. Like, you'll notice in all the trailers, none of those games had specific launch dates, and people were sort of pissed at that. But Sony said, like, well, we're learning. The past couple of years, we've put dates on all these games, and all the developers, like, misjudge how much time it'll take to polish off the game, so we always miss those dates. So now we're being super vague about it, and same thing goes for Death Stranding. Like, if Kojima has no specific release date, they're not going to push it until they know it's ready.
I think we said last year on our E3 coverage, I think I guessed 2020. I think we even actually did a bet, didn't we?
Probably. I don't remember.
We have to look it up.
I think we did a bet, but I forget what it was.
Yeah. Someone's got to remind us. But I think I said 2020.
In another interview, Kojima said that they definitely do have an internal release date that they're working towards, and they're feeling confident that they're going to hit it. And Sean Layton, like, I think he's the president of Sony or something, he also said in an interview that he's played it, and it is as revolutionary as everyone says it is. Of course, that's PR spin, but, I mean, it's also pretty exciting.
It is.
The other issue that I had with Sony, they showed 0 indie titles, which has been their like bread and butter since the beginning of the PS4. They literally only showed like all their top tier stuff.
Can I segue into my favorite game that was not shown in their conference?
Sure, in any conference?
Well, the PlayStation conference. It's a PlayStation game that they did not cover in their like actually conference, and it's actually one of my favorite games I are most looking forward to.
Sure.
It is Hidden Agenda.
Dude, that's on my list too.
Oh man, that looks so good.
All right, Pete, did you see this game at all?
No.
So it was actually, for some reason, they had like a pre-show for the first hour before the actual conference started, and Sony has basically created this thing called PlayLink, where they have a series of like 6 different games where you can connect your phone to the PlayStation, and they're all like party games basically. And
I did see this. I did see this.
And Hidden Agenda is basically from the team that made Until Dawn, which was a fantastic game. And it's a game that you can play with like a group of, I think, up to 5 people together, where everyone has a hidden agenda and they're trying to achieve something, but everyone has to like make decisions together and move the story forward and stuff.
Right. It's like Mafia almost too, because you have your own motivation in the game.
Yeah.
Other people are trying to figure it out.
It's like high-tech Mafia.
Yeah,
That's
it's really cool. I wonder how the replayability of the game is. Like, can you keep replaying it and have different events and keep playing it each time?
Yeah, I do worry that it'll be like a one-night thing and then nobody will ever want to do it again anyway. I also wonder how long the game is.
Yeah, that's true too. But if it is a Mafia game where it's like, all right, here's a night of like 2 hours, 3-hour game, and you invite 5 of your friends over to play, that's totally worth everybody pitching in $10.
Yeah, I mean, I'm planning on buying it already just to have everyone over. It sounds super fun.
Yeah.
And
yeah, it reminded me of the old VHS board games. Do you remember those? Put the board game down and then throw a VHS in and hit play and...
Yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. It kind of reminded me of that.
I mean, yeah, so it's just a super fancy high-tech version. It looks awesome. I hope the story is actually cool, too.
I mean, their marketing makes those people look very intrigued. I don't know. It looks like a lot of fun.
Yeah, there's also in that same lineup of PlayLink games, they have a party game that looks like basically just any other normal party game called That's You, that looks like a fun, stupid game that you can...
Is that the one where they take pictures?
Yeah, you take pictures of each other, and then you can like draw on it and stuff.
Right.
And then you have to answer questions like who would most likely fuck the teacher. Probably not like that. But
that was the one thing I was watching that, and I was wondering if it's going to be a little bit too rated G to actually get fun.
yeah, that's what I was thinking too. But for all PlayStation Plus members, they said on I think the weekend of July 4th, it'll be free. So if anyone has a party going,
That's cool.
Download that and
'Cause
sync up your phones.
has anybody ever went back to playing apples to apples after playing whatever what is it, Humanity?
Oh, Cards
Oh, yeah.
Cards
Against
Against Humanity. So once you've played Cards Against Humanity, can you ever go back to apples to apples?
I mean, you have to if you play it with your wife's family sometimes.
Okay.
But it's definitely not as fun.
So that's how I feel like this That's You game is basically apples to apples. Like,
Yeah,
give me the Cards Against Humanity version.
yeah. But if we get a draw on each other, then,
Yeah, then there's
we
plenty of
can make
penises
it
go around,
dirty
yeah.
enough. Everyone likes a good penis drawn on them. Some other cool things that came out of that pre-Sony conference thing that I thought was quite cool is Super Hot coming to PlayStation VR.
I don't think I caught that one.
It's like,
That's that like really polygonal indie game.
yeah, where
Yeah.
it's like a first-person shooter and time stops, like time only moves when you move. So like you're basically Neo in the Matrix and you can like just stand still and wait to figure out how to take people out. Hey look, time moves when you move. I summed it up perfectly just like the trailer did. You can grab bullets out of the air. It's fucking cool.
The game's apparently really good.
Yeah, and
Like, it's got some pretty good reviews.
I don't get why don't they cover all
on
this
Steam.
shit?
well, I mean they do, but
Not. These are all the games that I actually want to play.
well, like the thing about this is Super Hot came out a couple years ago, I want to say, and then early last year, late last year sometime, it came out to all the other VR things. So it got covered, got great reviews, and then I was like, oh, guess it's never coming to PlayStation VR. But now it is, and I flipped my shit.
All right, can we move on to a different indie game?
Sure.
I need your help because that just reminded me of a game I totally forgot to write down in one of my top favorite games.
Yep,
It's probably on one of your guys' top 6.
yep.
But it's that whatever that pixelated game is from Xbox.
The Last Night.
The
Last Night. Yeah, that's one of my favorites
That
too.
looked freaking awesome.
I loved the way they mixed like the 3D backgrounds with the pixelated people. It looked so good. You wouldn't think it would work, but
Yeah, I think what really sold it for me was the lighting, because like they're basically lighting it like a normal 3D game with like crazy specular highlights and whatnot, but it's all pixel art. It's crazy.
Sorry, I'm trying to look it up so I can like see it again.
Unfortunately, this game has been a little bit tainted for me. Did you guys see all the scuttlebutt about the creator of this game?
Oh no! Is
what he
like
likes.
Jonathan Blow?
Something about Gamergate.
Yeah, so in the past he was basically sort of like anti-feminist and all that Gamergate crap, and now everyone speculates that this game is sort of like feeding into his worldviews and stuff, and like he had to come out, and I think this was first announced at the Xbox conference, but then at the PC Games conference they had a little more in-depth trailer, and he actually came out and apologized for the tweets he had said like 5 years ago, and then the company that's publishing this game had come out and said like those tweets were bad, but we don't think the guy that we know believes that stuff anymore, and his agenda is not in this game. Raw Fury, they're the ones that are publishing it. But it's like, I can't look at this game the same way now.
In some
knowing.
way, though, like the game looks. I don't know. I don't want to say it doesn't matter, but sometimes I like to be able to separate the person from the actual piece of art.
Well, sure, but if he's putting his political views that you don't agree into the genetic DNA of the game, it's going to be hard to avoid.
Yes, but just because you don't like someone's view, does that mean you have to not listen?
Well,
Like, you could play the game and be like, I don't agree with that, and still enjoy it.
right, but he also got your money.
Well, that part, I guess you have to reconcile.
Yeah, I guess it's one of those things you won't know until you play,
Yeah, and
or until you hear about it anyway.
right, reviews and see what everyone else thinks about
Like,
it.
how do you feel about listening to Michael Jackson's music?
I don't like it.
For what reason, though?
Well, because I don't like his music.
Okay, well, is there another example?
There is a good example. You remember Hoobastank?
Yeah.
Apparently, that lead singer guy is a child diddler. And, like, the rest of the band knew about it for a long time and just let it slide because they wanted to be rock stars.
So it's like still being a fan of Penn State football.
I don't get that. I don't get that reference.
Or still going to Subway for your 6-inch.
Sure. So, yeah. The last night is tainted slightly in my mind, but I still think it looks fucking awesome, and it's in my top 6.
Okay, good. Is there another game we want to talk about? All right. Can I talk about a game that might be in your top 6 that I think is one of the worst games of E3?
Sure.
SpiderMan.
That is definitely not in my top 6.
Pete?
No, it's not. It's not in my.
All right. Well, we don't have to
list
talk about
whatsoever.
it.
I'm shocked at how many Game of the Show awards it won,
Yes.
though.
Everybody's jizzing over it, and the three of us all don't like it.
It literally looks like Arkham Knight or any of those Batman Arkham games with a Spider-Man veneer thrown on top.
It doesn't even look as good as Arkham Knight, because at least Arkham Knight, you get one-on-one combat that's not simply quick time, like, press this button at this time so you can then...
Well, that's not what the combat is.
There's not much
There's been
to
a whole debate about this. I think it's just because there's so many prompts on screen at once of all the things that you could do. Because I remember when I watched the first gameplay trailer, there's like an item in the background that just said L1 hovering over it the whole time, and I was like, all right, hit L1, that'll do the cool thing. Hit L1. Fucking hit L1. Just hit L1. And he just kept fighting and stuff. And it's like, okay, obviously L1 is just use your rope, your web to grab that and hit a guy or whatever. I don't know. I don't think it's all QuickTime events. I think it's definitely gameplay, except for the helicopter stuff, which seemed mostly...
If I don't see another gameplay trailer that has Spider-Man going through the city independently, Grand Theft Auto style, where it's open world, then I'm out. That's what I was promised. I'm not buying it unless it's that. So as far as I'm concerned, it is the biggest fail of E3.
Who promised you that?
Here's what they promised. This is going to be the Spider-Man game you've always wanted. That's what I want. Open world, flying, or feeling like I can sling some web through New York City, being independent to catch whoever I want when I want.
I feel like that's what the game will be.
Better be. With some QuickTime stuff in the middle. Fine.
Because I saw something on Twitter. Somebody said if the game doesn't have pizza delivery missions, then it's the second best game, Spider-Man game. Because Spider-Man 2 seems to be the most beloved Spider-Man game. There was like not a mini game, but like a side mission where you could always grab a pizza and deliver it.
I guess people never played Spider-Man on the Sega CD then. That
Probably not, because who owned a Sega CD?
Just me. Just me.
I had one.
So, I don't know. Spider-Man looked cool. I think that was a big misstep on Sony's part to end the show with that too, because I felt like it was pretty underwhelming. What are you looking
I have
at?
to show you guys. We'll turn this up a little bit. All right, so what we're listening to is Sega CD's Spider-Man, and he's going to go into loading up Electro. So it had it.
I'm not putting this in the YouTube, everyone. I'm sorry.
Let me fast forward to it.
Especially because Jeff fucking fast forwards through all these videos, so it's impossible to edit it, so it's never going to happen.
I never saw it before.
That's awful.
You take
All right, so the animation is not good.
Definitely
But,
not good.
Dude, at least there was animation.
I guess.
Okay, so we're watching. He just beat Electro, and now you can listen to Electro's voice.
Okay.
Well, Electro, it looks like your circuit has come up a little short. And I thought you were such a live wire.
Laugh while you can, Bug Brain. The Kingpin has you right where he wants you this time.
Well now, what's this?
How How should I know?
God,
I've
that
never
lip
seen
sync
it
is
before.
huge.
All right.
Right. Well,
Cool.
I'll just hang on to it
I'll
if you
have to
don't mind.
re-look at the
I'm
credits,
sure
but
it'll
I'm
come in
always
handy.
positive.
You
or at
just
least this is
relax,
what I remember as a
Sparky, and
kid.
don't blow a fuse. There'll be
Electro
someone
there.
along to cut
The
you
voice is
loose
Mark
any
Hamill.
time now.
All right, well,
Why
pause
don't
it so
you
anyone can
relax,
hear you.
Spider-Man? Take some time off. Get away from it all.
Was that
Yeah, that's totally Mark Hamill,
Is
man.
it?
Yeah.
Speaking of tie-ins, Sony's PlayStation 4 Pro ad has Mark Hamill in it. But
Really?
it's like his new gruff older man voice. He's like,
Wow.
"Welcome to the PlayStation 4 Pro, where you can fucking do shit in 4K sometimes."
good shit? Wow. See, we're all over the place on this episode. This is good.
Yeah,
I'm feeling it. We should be drinking bourbon more often.
I should drink more before the show, like I did tonight.
Yeah, what would you drink again?
Just a beer.
Oh.
And a dead boy. All right. Oh, I forgot to mention at Ubisoft, they had that Beyond Good and Evil 2 trailer.
Oh.
Yeah, that was pretty big news.
That was a cool trailer. I don't think that game's coming out ever, fucking ever. Never ever. They said, "Hey, can you sign up on our website to like help us with this game?" It's like, "All right, cool. We're never going to see this fucking game."
That was an impressive trailer, though.
Describe the game for people.
Why? We're just touching on it. Look it up
Look
if
it
you
up.
care.
Well, and if you're on YouTube. Or if you're on...
Nope.
No.
We didn't talk about it long enough to warrant putting the trailer up.
Probably just get a copyright strike anyways.
Yeah, I don't even know. This is going to be so hard to edit.
Don't worry about it. Just put the flaming JAFMM.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to do that. If I have the approval of both of you, I'm not putting any trailers up.
Absolutely. I think
Yeah.
we found
I feel
out
like
the
this
one
is the
person
one
you were-
episode people want the trailers for, but
Yeah, there will be
If you
lot
get, how
of
about
trailers
this?
if you
get two people genuinely requesting it, like not just doing it because I'm saying this right now,
Yeah.
then you should do it.
okay. But like by request, do you mean complain? Because I'm gonna get a
Right.
few complaints.
Yeah. Two people literally coming up to you saying, "Oh, I was going to watch it on YouTube and there's no video."
Okay.
Independent, not because I'm saying this right now.
Well,
Trevor.
that's gonna be hard to. Trevor doesn't
Trevor
listen
doesn't
to
listen
this.
to
No. Literally, it'll be Chris Silva, and no one else
Yeah, it has to be two.
in like 2 months. I feel like we would be remiss in mentioning the announcement of a full-fledged Pokemon game for the Switch.
Okay.
I'm
Yeah.
fucking stoked for that.
I don't give a fuck. Can you cheat?
Fuck you. You always want to go for that touchdown, don't you? All right.
Yeah, I was excited about that too. It'll be interesting to play it on something other than like a portable handheld.
Yeah, I'm super curious to
Yeah.
see, like, if it will just look like the 3DS games but scaled up, or if it'll be like on the level of Zelda or Mario Odyssey or something.
All right.
Yeah.
What other games on your top 6?
I'm gonna do that as its own thing.
Okay.
Do you want me to do my top 6 right now?
Yeah.
All right.
No, I want. Yeah. Okay.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. It's Michael's top 6 games of the E3 2017 Game Trade Expo Worldwide Cinema Extravaganza. Exceptional fucking butts. All right. So, these are not in any. These are not in any specific order.
Number 6.
I told you they're not in any specific order.
Number 6.
Why am I on this? I'm gonna break your hand. Since we already talked about it, Hidden Agenda and The Last Night. You fucking dick turd. Alright, we also talked about Mario and Rabbids. That's number 4. Number 3 is Ashen. I'm dead now inside. Ashen, Moss, Shadow of the Colossus.
Wait, all right, cool. What's Ashen?
The end.
What's Ashen?
Fuck off.
I want to know what Ashen is.
Jeff can explain it.
I actually don't know what that one is. I don't even know how to spell it.
Ash, E-N. Ashen.
There's just a picture of a fidget.
That's funny. There it is, Ashen trailer. So Ashen looks like
Exclusive.
it's an indie polygonally sort of looking thing, like Super Hot, that looks like if Below was made into a 3D game that looks like Dark Souls, basically. The style of Below mixed with Dark Souls.
Yeah, I like the no faces of the characters. That's what stood out to me on the trailer. I was like, oh, I like that.
Yeah, it's hot looking. And who knows what the gameplay will be like. This is the second year that they've shown a trailer with like very little combat.
How do you feel that you're never going to play it, though?
No, I think it said a date. Maybe not. I don't know.
No, it's Xbox exclusive.
I have an Xbox. I just have to wait like 6 hours while it updates when I turn it on once every
For
10
the first
months.
time, yeah, okay.
Yeah. Look at that
There's
giant cool
There's
monster.
another major Xbox exclusive.
What?
It's not on your list.
What?
Ori.
And the Will of the Wisps.
Yes.
You can't even remember the name of it.
I was going to say the Will-O-Wisps, but I think that's a DuckTales reference. Oh, those Willy-Wisps. Remember the Willy-Wisps?
Yeah.
They're like little boomerangs in the Australian outback.
I don't remember that. All I remember is diving into a bunch of fucking gold and breaking a skull.
No, I'm talking about this.
Because you can't do that. It doesn't make sense.
Well,
Thank you, Family Guy, for pointing it out.
if you search YouTube for Willy-Wisps,
Nothing comes up because it's not correct.
So Ashen looks great.
Well, there you go. It doesn't exist. I
Yep.
must not be thinking about it correctly, or nobody gives a fuck about the Willy-Wisps.
Nope, probably not. Ashen is cool. Ori looks cool.
Yeah.
Shadow of the Colossus looks cool. Moss in VR looks cool.
Yeah, talk about that one. That was actually on my list.
Really?
Yeah, I
don't-
thought it looked great.
But you don't even have a PlayStation VR. How are you going to play it?
You're gonna let me come over.
Oh. So Moss.
Look, see, I even got it up.
Look
'cause
at
I was
that.
gonna talk about it.
So Moss is developed by some new studio. I don't remember what they're called. Polyarc or something. Made up by a bunch of ex-Bungie devs. And you play as a... Well, actually, you play as two characters.
Right.
On the left stick, I believe, you play as a little cute little mouse. You have to navigate her through the world. And on the right stick, or perhaps right magic wand, whatever, you manipulate the world to allow her to traverse her way through the environment. The animation looks really good too.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Although Trevor mentioned it, and now I can't not see it, but he wished that they would turn the follow-through down on her ears, because they're quite overlappy. But this reveal where you look down and you see that you're a giant magical creature, that was cool. I like that.
You're like a Miyazaki person.
Yeah, it looks a lot like No Face from Spirited Away.
Yeah.
But it looks cool. I can't wait to play it. And some articles have said it's finally the first must-play game for PlayStation VR.
Not really covered in their conference either. Not that I remember, at least.
I mean,
oh no, it was.
It
You're
was
right,
in
it
there.
was.
I was actually really surprised at how much VR stuff they had in their conference. They showed a lot of cool stuff. There was one game. Let's see. Let me check my notes. Star Child, which didn't look like a super great game, but it was a side scroller, and I was like, oh fuck, it would be really cool to play a side scroller in VR, just to like look back and look forward to see where you're headed. Looked
Yeah,
pretty
right.
interesting.
That would be cool.
Most of the time when we were playing Little Nightmares, I wished that was in VR.
You know what would be a great game in VR 2D scrolling?
What?
Kirby.
Kirby.
The Nintendo Kirby Switch that they
The new
showed.
Kirby?
Yeah, because it's all
Yeah.
like, it's really like 3D, so it would actually feel like you're looking at like a stop motion set.
Yeah.
That'd be
And the new Yoshi.
That'd be amazing.
The Yoshi looks childish. It looks really fun, but it's not for us.
And
it's not for
Kirby
us.
doesn't?
No, it looks fun.
Kirby looks way more kiddie.
No, you're wrong.
You're wrong. Kirby's fucking pink. Yoshi's green.
To me, it looked at the production value on Kirby seemed far superior.
See, there you go. Pete wins, or is the tiebreaker, so I win. That's what I'm saying.
Well-
You eat some jalapenos, bitch.
Fuck off. I'm never eating jalapenos. I'm gonna fucking shove them down your throat one
You're gonna
day.
eat jalapenos because you're not gonna raise the enough money on Extra Life.
That's not even a bet that we made.
It is a bet we made.
It is a bet we made.
That's not even a bet I'm gonna follow through with if I lose. And I'm still gonna shove them down your fucking throat.
What?
My dick. Both of them. All right. What other fucking shit do we have to talk about?
I want to talk about my tops.
So do it. You have 6?
Uh-huh.
All right. Should I fucking fart through your whole goddamn thing?
I'll wait for the the proper like. All right, my number 6. Ori and the Will of the Wisps.
We already talked about that, you
know.
dummy.
Actually, we talked about all but one of these.
Well, name them.
My favorite game that I'm looking forward to. Actually, one thing I want to talk about that's not my favorite, but it's on my top list. And yeah, it's classic me.
What are you
Just
saying?
generic.
Get it out, dummy.
Star Wars Battlefront 2 looks amazing.
Sure. I'm not going to play it. Probably not.
Why not?
I don't know. I
not
played
gonna
the
try
first one by myself.
Right.
It does have a story, though. I forgot about that.
It has a campaign, and here's the best part. All DLC will be free.
Great.
Okay. I feel like that should be like, guess what? All DLC will be okay, hold on. Hold on.
Yep.
Star Wars Battlefront 2, no, hold on. Let me get it out. On Star Wars Battlefront 2, all the DLC will be free. No, myself.
Cool. You can play as Rey.
And you can play as Gungans. Finally.
They didn't even show the Gungans. You can play as the droids.
Yeah, but if you're playing as a droid, there's gonna be Gungans.
No.
No.
They showed stormtroopers versus droids.
Did you see the part where Darth Maul came in and killed the battle droids? That didn't make any sense.
No, it was stupid.
Why would
I don't give a fuck about Darth Maul.
Darth Maul wasn't even on that planet. He never made it there.
Well,
Oh yeah, he did. That's where he died.
in the marketing materials, they have Rey, like, fighting Darth Maul. How does that make sense?
Oh my god.
What?
Is that a spoiler for episode 8?
No.
His bottom half is robotic.
Okay, there was one.
It actually is true. Darth Maul survived falling down the pit, according to the Clone Wars, which is also canon now. That's true.
Wait, what happened?
In episode 1, Darth Maul gets killed, gets sliced in half, falls down the pit, right? In the Clone Wars, the TV show, he does not die, and he does have robotic legs.
Huh.
Okay, was there a spoiler in like the trailer of Battlefront 2 where it seemed to say that the new bad guy, whatever his fucking name is?
Kylo Ren.
No. The big guy, the giant hologram guy.
Aaron Sorkin. I forget. What is his name?
Andy Serkis.
Yeah, Andy Serkis.
Emperor Sudoku.
Sudoku. Hold on, I need 3 more numbers.
I feel like they spoiled it.
Snoke.
I feel like they spoiled this Snoke as Palpatine.
That's not even a thing. What are you talking about? Also, if it is true, everyone's going to be mad at you, including me, so just fucking drop it. Move on. What are your other games?
Don't you want me to find out?
No. You fucking cunt. Enough of this. Finish your list.
Snoke is Palpatine.
Snoke.
Snopes. Check Snopes and see if Snoke is Palpatine. All right, my favorite game, which you didn't even talk about, is Mario Odyssey.
It's because I knew it was going to be on one of your guys' lists.
How come nobody's talked about it? Look how long we've been recording, an hour and 5 minutes, and everybody's like, what's the best game of the conference? Let's not talk about it for an hour.
That's how you fucking tease an audience, get them to stay. This is called Marketing 101.
Pete, what do you have to say about Mario?
Mario? Yeah. I thought it looks promising.
Pete, no, don't just like fucking say it. Hold on. Pete, what do you think about Mario Odyssey?
I think it's do it again. Do it again. I think it's pretty good. No, honestly, I had a really good time watching it. It looks like a lot of fun. I just have some like reservations about some of the worlds, but I think it's cool that he can use his hat.
Which world though? Like the New York one?
Yeah.
It's called New Donk City. Fucking get it straight or go home.
It's clearly New York City.
It's New Donk City.
There's taxis everywhere.
Hey, listen. The mayor is the girl from the original Donkey Kong. I don't remember her name.
Trump's president.
Oh, Charlotte?
Anything's possible next year.
Was it Charlotte?
Something like that, yeah. She's the mayor. So it's definitely New Donk City. She married him.
What are the chances we could get Trump to name New York City New Donk City next year?
Very high.
If Japan were to give him enough money, he'd find a way to lobby that.
Sure. So you want to talk about Mario at all? Or?
Kinda. It looks good.
Is that your
Actually, I was worried the whole game was actually going to take place in New Donk City. That is a dumb name.
It's awesome. I love that name.
New Donk City.
Yeah. Stop getting stuck on weird details.
Yeah, but it's so close to New York City. They just changed New to Donk.
Right. I think that's sort of the point.
And I can't say the French name for the restaurant around here. Le Pan Quotidien.
Le Pen Quotidian.
No, that's not it. But
Yes,
it's
it
close.
is.
Quotidian.
Quotidian.
No, that's not it.
Alright, it's probably Quotidian.
Yeah, nobody can say it, but everybody goes there. So I used to call it
Can't even fucking remember.
no, the Don Quixote.
It's the stupidest fucking.
Because I couldn't think of Le Pon Quartet, so I was like, fine, it's just called Don Quixote.
First of all, it's Don Quixote.
Right, so I couldn't say that either, which is why I switched the name to just be called the Donk. So now whenever I go to the breakfast on the weekend with my wife, I say, let's go to the Donk.
And somehow you have a wife and a daughter now? And a new home.
Yeah, and I don't
Congratulations on that,
them
by the way.
ripping me off and calling it New Donk City. Because now I'm going to be like, you want to go out to breakfast? Let's head to the New Donk City.
Sure, yeah.
That's not cool.
I completely and totally follow your logic. And
I'm just saying I
find it sound.
I already have an association for Donk. I don't need another one.
Okay. Well, then you can go to Mexico land and wear a sombrero.
No, why don't they just fucking call it New York City?
Because that is stupid. So the soul swapping thing is interesting. You can go inside of anything with a hat.
By throwing your cap and you steal its soul.
It's pretty weird how stretchy Mario gets when he goes into the objects. Did you guys notice this at all?
Yeah, I did.
They stretched that rig quite a bit.
Yeah.
Why does whenever Mario runs anywhere, he like leaves a little fart trail?
It's to show speed, man. It's a comic booky way of showing speed.
It's all about speed. Saw an article that said Mario Odyssey is just a rip-off of Sonic. Scrolled right past that article.
Isn't it just a rip-off of Mario 64? I feel like that's a lot closer.
Can I be frank with you guys? I never played Mario
For you
Sunshine.
to be Michael.
So stupid. You should never drink bourbon. You like barely drank any of it.
Yes, Frank.
I don't remember what I was saying.
You were gonna say you never played Mario Star City.
I never played Mario Sunshine.
Yeah, that game sucked.
Notable absent from Nintendo's Direct. No mention of the Virtual Console whatsoever.
No mention of their new online service either.
Yeah,
Those
those were some things I really would have liked to hear. Though they did mention Rocket League is coming to the Switch with cross-network play.
Fuck you, PS4.
Yeah, that's another story.
That's a big story. Rocket League, biggest fucking multiplayer game, fun, play with your friends game that now you're going to be able to play Xbox with online or with a PC and Nintendo
Switch.
all together. Cross play. We won't be able to talk to each other because Nintendo can't talk to anybody. But that's pretty cool.
It's cool. I wish Sony was on board with it. Their excuse is bullshit. They're like, we can't trust others on other services. We want to keep our people safe. And then the Xbox guy was like, what the fuck? I care about my people too. I want my guys to be safe. I think that's a bullshit answer.
Yeah.
That's what happened. Phil Spencer said that.
How about you care about your customers being happy?
I mean, for the most part, I would say they are pretty happy.
They're not happy.
They're
right now.
dominating your fucking precious Microsoft Xbox One X fucking stupid sex box. They fucking pulled out another car in their press conference. Why did I say they had the best press conference? I forgot about the car. Oh, that sucks.
That was dumb.
Why do they do that?
I don't know. It's not even a cool car.
I don't even remember.
I think it was a Porsche.
I don't care.
Whatever.
Anyway.
So, a couple games. Are you done, Jeff?
No, I have one more thing to say. Hey, Michael.
Yeah.
Do you remember on Saturday night when we went out to dinner?
Sure.
And there was that McLaren?
Yeah.
We went to dinner, and there was a McLaren sitting out front of the restaurant. That's where we live.
Really?
We live
We
at the
don't
tippy
live there.
top. No, we live 3 miles away from the tippy top of the United States, where people just drive around in McLarens for fun.
I didn't know what the fuck that was. Would you like to enlighten the people that don't give a shit about cars?
The car we saw is starting base stock price is $285,000.
How much did your Tesla cost?
After taxes or before taxes?
Whatever
Or, I mean,
you wanna say.
rebates.
I don't care.
We'll go after rebates.
Okay.
It costs somewhere in like the mid to somewhere in the 70s.
Okay. That's less than I thought. Well, yep. I have an old Jeep that doesn't have Bluetooth, doesn't have a backup camera. It's got a CD player. Fucking... I don't have a cool car.
Yeah, Michael.
I don't want a cool car either.
You're up and coming.
I don't want a new car. I like my car.
Listen, all right. I'm going to defend my car. I drove a Honda Civic, the same Honda Civic, from 2005 to 2015. Yeah, that's an emphasis. And then before that, I drove a Saturn.
I'm not giving a shit.
Saturn sucks, man.
Yeah, I know. You drove
fucking-
2 of them.
Oh, God.
We
Fucking hated those
they were
things.
so good. You got a 2-for-1 special on yours. You gave one to your wife and one to you. And my memory
Yeah.
is that you trashed yours so bad that then you took your wives and then trashed hers.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how it happened.
Piece of shit car.
Do you remember you got so angry that you punched the windshield dashboard, the glass, off you, like you punched it and shattered it, and you were worried your wife was going to be upset. So instead of like trying to fix it, you started pulling out all the glass, thinking she wouldn't notice.
And you know what? She never did.
What? How do you sit in a car and not feel the breeze hitting you in the face?
No, not the glass for the speedometer.
Oh, I thought we were talking about the fucking windshield.
That'd be very impressive. No, just the glass in front of the speedometer and stuff. He punched that, shattered it, and then started ripping out all the glass in that little area, thinking, "Oh, she'll never notice that glass is gone."
She never did.
And Pete was right.
Yeah.
So, Pete,
So,
do you have your games that you'd like to list before Jeff interrupts?
Yeah, I'm gonna interrupt one more time.
Okay.
All right, so I'm 35 now. Those are the only 2 cars I had before the one I have now.
I'm not giving you shit.
All right, good.
Can I go now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So, one of my favorite games that I saw at the conference was Tunic.
Ooh, yeah.
It's this like isometric game where you're a mouse playing a sort of Zelda type adventure, and it looks really cool.
I'd like to interject and say it's a fox.
Is it a fox? Yeah, it's a fox. That's right.
It's a fox. I will second this. This almost made my list, but I knew you would talk about it, so I didn't include it. It looks really, really nice.
Yeah, it's coming out for the Xbox and the PC. Don't know when, but it looks really cool. The other one, another one is The Last Night. That was on my list.
Yep.
Another one is the Return of Samus for the 3DS.
Dude, why didn't they
so
put that in their direct?
Why didn't they
I don't
put that
know.
on the Switch?
Well, I agree with that, but I didn't
something-
even know it existed until someone told me about it later.
Yeah, that is weird that they waited until like the Treehouse event to show it.
Right.
And yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that was weird. But I think that was a huge announcement that they should have capitalized on.
Yeah, so everybody's excited about Metroid Prime 4, but I never really liked the Metroid Prime series. I'm actually more
didn't
excited
either.
for the Samus Returns, and I'm not going to get to play that.
Yeah. That's how I feel, too.
I hope they reconsider and put that on the Switch.
Well, to my understanding, Samus Returns is a remake of Metroid 2 for the
Right.
Game Boy.
Yeah, that's what I fucking heard.
Oh, it's... Metroid 2 is on the Game Boy?
Yeah.
Okay, I was really confused, because I thought Metroid 2 was like... Why aren't they calling it Super Metroid? I thought it was a remake of Super Metroid, but I'm dumb.
I think, no, you're not the only one. I actually thought it was a remake of Super Metroid as well.
Yeah.
No, it's a remake of Metroid 2 from what I just read earlier tonight.
And it's being made by... What are they called? Mercury Stream? Which made those like 3D Castlevania games. Lords of Shadow.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Very strange. But apparently I forget what other... They did some other series for Nintendo on the 3DS too. Oh, no, they made a Castlevania game for the 3DS. And then they hooked them up with the Metroid peeps.
Oh, okay. That makes me feel a little better because the 3D Castlevania games aren't nearly as good as some of those other ones on the 3DS.
Yeah.
So, let's see. Another one was even though I'm not too familiar with the series, God of War looks really good.
It does.
Yeah, it does.
I don't think
it's-
we're talking about it as much because it's like so obviously good.
Right. Most of Sony's stuff is like all I'm obviously going to play that. And God of War, I'll be honest, like story-wise, I'm very intrigued, but it hasn't like juiced me like I thought it would, but I guarantee I'm gonna play it and I'm gonna love it. It's just nothing has grabbed me.
I'm actually surprised, Michael, you're not talking about the Uncharted Untold stories. I thought you'd be all about that.
Well, actually, today they released the extended gameplay stuff that they showed behind closed doors at E3. I watched that. It was pretty cool. But again, that's like just a given. Of course I'm going to like that. It's not going to be my game of the show.
Okay.
Because I like E3 for surprises and new stuff. That's my jam.
What kind of jam?
Raspberry. What else you got, Pete?
I was going to say Knights and Bikes.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that game.
That's coming out for the PC and PS4. Looks like a really stylized 80s kid bike adventure. Looks like a lot of fun. Then, of course, there's Super Mario Odyssey, and then Metroid Prime 4. I'm really excited to try.
How far out do you think that game actually is? Since all we got was just a title.
Probably a year or two.
That little, huh?
Yeah, because I mean they can't. I read that the Return to Samus, or the Return of Samus, is actually pretty much done. So if they release that to kind of calm the Metroid hordes, I can't imagine it going for too long because
I'm going
people would.
Christmas 2018.
Okay. That's alright.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be cool if Nintendo set up, like, they only show stuff coming out this year, or the stuff they tease is next year. That'd be a cool precedent, because, like,
Yeah.
Sony shows Death Stranding. Who knows when the fuck that shit's coming out?
Yeah.
Can we talk more shit? A game we had on one of the top of our list last year from PlayStation that
Yeah.
they showed more shit of that looks pretty bad.
Oh.
Detroit City.
I don't think it looks bad. I just wasn't blown away by it. And it's called Detroit Become Human.
Detroit Rock City.
Is it really? I have it written down as Detroit City looking iffy.
Well, that's because, again, you're a dummy.
I have become my father, and that I fuck up the name of every single thing. I hate myself.
I feel like you've mentioned that before.
Well, like my father, I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't know. I saw some reactions to like the behind closed doors stuff and actual gameplay sessions, and people came away from it like really blown away.
Yeah, but the whole idea is like you get to choose the outcome, right? Based on a ton of different events, you get to vastly change the story.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about vastly.
Doesn't it sound similar to Hidden Agenda, but you get to play that with friends?
Yeah, I mean, I think Hidden Agenda will be a incredibly smaller game than Detroit will be. Like, did you ever play? I'm asking, and I know
Detroit City just then.
No, I said Detroit Become Human. I don't know what I said, but I know the answer to this. But did you ever play Heavy Rain or Beyond Two Souls?
Yes.
No, you didn't. Which are Quantic Dream's previous games before Detroit, and Beyond Two Souls, not the greatest game. Heavy Rain was fucking awesome though. And if Detroit can reach the same level of like cinematic storytelling and hopefully do better than Heavy Rain, because Heavy Rain was iffy in some places but generally was really cool, then they'll have something. I'm pretty excited about it. Graphic wise and stuff, it's not blowing me away, but I still have high hopes for it.
You know what? What else looked really cool?
What?
No, we're supposed to be talking about garbage.
No.
Okay, go ahead, Pete.
No, wait. Check out it. Check out Aegis Defenders, or Aegis Defenders, or something.
I don't even know what that is.
Aegis Defenders, you're lawyers.
Aegis?
And you just take on discrimination cases.
That sounds like it could actually exist.
It's a game that mixes up a bunch of different games.
Do you think there's a chance that Diego laughed at that joke?
No.
It's a lawyer joke.
No.
Tweet at me if you liked it.
Okay.
So it's like action, tower defense, and RPGs. It's kind of all blended together and in a nice pixelated aesthetic.
It does look nice. I like the design of the backgrounds especially. Because I honestly, you wouldn't look at it if I showed it to you right now.
They're just copying everything else.
I mean, that's what everything is now. Everyone's copying everyone.
This looks like Swords and Sorcery.
That doesn't even look like Swords and Sorcery. Pete, did you get through your list?
Yeah.
All right.
See?
Do you
It's
have
done.
any more things to shit on, Jeff?
Yeah.
Let me check my list.
Yes. The worst game of E3,
Oh, jeez.
the absolute worst one, Final Fantasy 15 Monsters of the Deep.
Yeah,
That's pretty bad.
that's dumb.
Final Fantasy characters fishing. That's like a joke game. Like,
Well-
what can you imagine the worst game ever? What if you've crossed Final Fantasy with real bass fishing?
Well, you remember last year, they showed a Final Fantasy 15 VR thing, but it very obviously they didn't know what their game was gonna be, and now it's like, all right, they settled on fucking fishing. It's like, cool. That's dumb.
I bet Sephiroth can wield a mighty
Sephiroth?
What is his name? Sephiroth?
Yeah. Syphilis off.
What about Syphilis? He can wield a mighty rod.
Yeah.
How much of you guys had to drink?
Very little, but he still likes this.
Did you guys see Sea of Thieves?
I did. I don't know how to feel about that game yet.
No.
I'm just excited because it's a rare game.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, there's that. Our friend Matt Doble thinks it's cool.
I think it could be a real good time with friends, but the game doesn't look like super polished to me.
No.
All I was thinking was when he's holding the compass up. Go back and check the gameplay. The guy holds the compass like fucking an inch from his face, and it takes up like half of the screen. It's very distracting to me. I was like,
He's
"Oh,
nearsighted.
this is a weird choice.
He's like you without glasses.
Cuphead has a release date. What are you farting on that for? Cuphead looks awesome. I think it comes out in September. I said a release date, but I don't
You can
remember.
pre-order it.
The Swords of Ditto looks fucking cool. Okay.
It's about Patrick Swayze's penis.
I'm not following that joke. Gonna move on.
It makes sense in my head.
I'm sure it does. Should I run through IGN's top 25 games of the show based on their web traffic? I'm just going to list all these
I'm curious
games,
about that.
and then you guys can chime in if you want. At number 1 is Star Wars Battlefront 2. At number 2, Assassin's Creed Origins.
Really, that's number 2.
Yeah, pretty surprising. Nobody gives a shit about Assassin's Creed anymore, I thought. Number 3, South Park: The Fractured Butthole. I'm actually pretty stoked for that one. It's funny. Oh, I saw a gameplay demo of it. You go to a strip club. You gotta get some information out of some businessman. You dress up as a stripper, and then you gotta gyrate on them. And it's like a 1-to-1 motion with the thumbsticks. You gotta give them a little lap dance, and then for some reason you just fart on their dicks a lot. Oh, I just snorted. But it looks fucking hilarious. Number 4, Marvel's Spider-Man. Number 5, Super Mario Odyssey. Number 6, Anthem, which we didn't really talk about, but it looks like a Destiny killer. And it's in third person, so you got me in the butt there. Number 7, Beyond Good and Evil 2. 8, Metroid Prime 4. Call of Duty World War II. Destiny 2. Kingdom Hearts 3. God of War. A Way Out, which I thought you were going to talk about. Jeff, all right, you're just smiling at me like a weirdo right now.
Kingdom Hearts 3.
No.
I like it.
No.
I was listening. I want it.
A Way Out.
I hope they go to Everland. No, that's not the name of it.
It's called Neverland. You're just trying to avoid it because you're a pedophile.
Where is the chick with the blonde hair from?
Rapunzel?
No.
Cinderella? I don't know what.
What are you guys talking about?
I forget both their names. The
He's
chick's
trying
Frozen.
to name Disney things to put in Kingdom Hearts 3, even though I said that like a minute ago.
What are the chicks from Frozen called?
Elsa?
Yeah, Elsa and Merman.
Merman.
What's the other one?
Elsa and Anna?
Yeah, Anna. That was close. Where are they from? Everland or something.
Aren't they in like Norway or Sweden or something?
No, there's a name. It's like the land of Everver.
I don't know.
The land of Evermore.
Is it Evermore?
I don't know.
So.
All right, we're looking it up.
I mean, it really does not matter. That number,
But no, it matters because I want the Kingdom to
because you want to fuck them, right? At number 14, Crackdown 3. 15, Wolfenstein 2: The New Colossus. I like that title. The New Colossus is a cool title. 16, Mario and Rabbids Kingdom
Arendelle.
Battle. Arendelle. Great.
See? All the little kids
17, Days Gone. Finally got me stoked. Get a little bit of that stealth action gameplay.
I hate that.
I thought it was really cool.
I think it was dumb.
18, Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite.
Nope.
That was a weird trailer. It
Yes.
had like superheroes talking to Mega Man. I did not like that.
No.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even Mega Man. It was Mega Man X.
All right. Number 19, Metroid Samus Returns. 20, Dragon Ball Fighter Z, which
Looked cool.
it looked amazing.
Yeah.
Like if you paused it and just looked at those images, I couldn't tell that it was a 3D game versus original anime. 21, Skull and Bones. That's like Ubisoft looking at Assassin's Creed 4 and being like, oh, everybody liked the pirate stuff from that game and not much else. I don't know, let's make a pirate game, I guess. Yeah. Number 2, Need for Speed Payback.
It looks like a Need for Speed.
Also a Fast and the Furious.
That's a callback.
That's a good joke for the people that trekked this way. The 20,
Our game of the month is ARMS.
23 is Shadow of the Colossus Remake, which I am beyond stoked for. New control scheme, too. Because that's the one stickler for going back to these old games is it's hard to play with the weird control schemes. But they're going to have the original control scheme and a new one that is more suitable to modern day standards. So are you going to play it, Jeff?
Nope.
Fuck you. It's like a wonderful game.
I'm not going to support remakes. Did you watch The Jungle Book last year?
Yeah, and
Asshole.
it was an alright movie.
Yeah. You want to support that shit? Because now they made Beauty and the Beast.
Well, I did not see that, and I didn't support
Now
it.
they're going to redo Lion King.
Yeah, well,
Good job, man.
Donald Glover is Simba. That sounds neat.
You're fucking this. You know what? They're going to end up remaking Ice Age.
Are you going to kick me off of the podcast? Number 25.
Somebody else is going to reanimate your shots.
Oh,
They're going to do a live-action Peanuts, and guess who's going to be Woodstock?
Owen Wilson.
that was better than anything I could have. 24 was Far Cry 5. Don't care. 25, Monster Hunter World. Also don't care. So that's that list.
Final Fantasy Bass Hunter, best game of the year.
If you give me the money, I'll buy it.
What the fuck?
Then we could play it. We could stream it. Tweet at Jeff if you think this is a great idea.
When does it come out?
There was not even a release date on it. It's just some shitty VR fishing game that they haven't.
Shouldn't they be able to make that in a
polished.
fucking weekend?
I don't know.
You know what
Did
would
you
be
see-
funny is
did you
if someone actually fucking if it becomes this big hit and you guys are gonna have to eat your words.
Did you see the water
probably
splashes? The water splashes were ridiculously bad.
Yeah, but in VR, you can't tell. It's like fucking 40 pixels by 40 pixels.
So the next episode will already be our Game of the Month recap. So I encourage people to, play ARMS and let us know what they think. Otherwise, we're just going to tell you guys what we think.
And honestly, do you care?
Probably not. We're really just talking to each other right now. Hey, Pete. What's up?
Hey, how's it going?
Why did you rotate this so much so Pete can't even see me?
Oh, yeah.
There's your beautiful face.
Why don't you ever say when you can't see Michael?
Hey, cutie. I've been playing with my hair a lot this episode.
Yeah, but you put it back now. It doesn't look silly anymore.
It looked silly before.
Well, when you were being all Liz Malpelli.
I can't help it. That's how you know you've made it into real Michael friend zone. Because when it gets late night, I just start fucking with my hair because I don't care what it's gonna look like later.
You kind of just said you're my friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was talking to Pete.
How nice.
All right. This
All right.
episode has gone entirely too long.
That's your fault. Don't blame us and stop rotating the camera away.
I'm trying. All right.
All right.
Is there anything else to talk about? Should I have hit record at the beginning of this?
Oh, you know what? Glenn Keane said you had a beautiful family today.
Oh, he did. Did you see that, Mike?
No, I didn't.
Glenn Keane said I was beautiful.
I mean,
He knows appeal. He made the beast.
yeah. I don't have any comment on that. I'm just gonna play with my hair until this show ends.
All right. Well, next episode will be our recap episode. Our Game of the Month episode with ARMS. Definitely hope people can join in. Give us some feedback. See how you like it. You can friend us on. No, you can't really. I mean, I guess you can send us a DM to get our Switch codes, and then we can join in and play ARMS together. All three of us will have it, so you can. I'm Jeff Gabor, and this is Mujaba, MUHJUHBUH.
You got it, bud.
That's Michael, and then I think it's just Pete Paquette, right?
It's Kid Akari.
Oh fuck, it's Kid Akari.
Oh, you just unplugged your microphone in your drunken stupor.
Shut up. Okay.
No, but wait. On Twitter, you're Pete Paquette.
Yeah, on Twitter
You
on Pete.
fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so he's Pete Paquette.
Right. So, message us if I don't know who you're directing this at.
I would like someone to play with us. I need some friends. You're not going to play ARMS with me.
I don't even know if I'm gonna play it. I need to buy an SD card because I'm not gonna delete Zelda, and I have no room on my Switch
Delete
storage.
the stupid fucking Clips game.
I deleted literally everything except for Zelda, Tumbleseed, and Minecraft, and I don't have enough room for ARMS.
Minecraft.
I do.
Delete it.
I bought it thinking it'd be great to play it on the Switch, but I've
Dumb.
exhausted my time with Minecraft. Maybe
What are you going to do with that?
it's fun though.
I mean, it's
You've never even played it. Listen to your brother.
I do listen to my brother.
He's the smart one.
I don't like it. I'd rather play SimCity 2000.
That's stupid.
All right, this has been Just a Few More Minutes podcast where three veterans of the animation and video game industry talk about exactly that. Some animation, a whole lot of video games.
It's our hobby, not our fucking life. Give us a break. I'm not going to talk about animation all the time. Stop fucking asking me to do that.
If you have any questions about animation, you can shoot it at us and we'll answer some fucking questions, but you guys don't even give a fuck.
No, they do.
They don't.
I appreciate you, listener.
Well, they can participate and ask us some questions if they have any, or they can just continue to let us be jackasses, which is fine too.
Yeah, if you are listening, fucking somehow acknowledge it so I don't feel like I'm wasting my entire life.
It's just your Tuesday night. You do live very little prep.
I would say I do more prep than you do.
I hook up the microphones. So I do more.
Okay. By the way, I've been playing Horizon. Fucking fantastic game.
Hold on.
That's so much work just to... Alright.
Oh, I did it twice. I didn't even do it. That's kind of fun.
This has gone on way too long.
Remember when I used to go backwards?
Yeah.
Oh, I did it that time.
So the key is that... No, you have to do it while it's playing.
See, it didn't do it.
You're waiting... Now. There it is.
Oh, you just have to hit once.
Alright. It's not so funny when you just keep doing it, though.
Yeah, hold on. Let me do it one more time. That's the sound of intake.
Yeah, it sounds like when you're slurping on...
All right.
Lollipop.
All right. See you in a couple weeks, people, when we talk arms. Good night, Pete.
Good night. See you guys next
No.
time around.
No.
Yes, you will.
Okay. Good night, Michael.
Goodbye.